Welcome back. The holidays are a time for family, fun, and joy. But for some, the holidays can also be stressful and lonely. Joining us to talk about how we can help fight the holiday blues is Bob Cooper with South Texas Health System Behavioral, a licensed clinical social worker. Thanks so much for joining us today, taking the time.
Thank you for having me.
All right, first of all, let's talk about dealing with stress. You know, a lot of people get stressed out. I know I do when I'm preparing a big dinner, a big meal. What can we do to help us deal with that?
Well, there are several things that we need to do, and the first thing we have to do is listen to ourselves. A lot of times at the holidays we're focused on the experience of other people, and we don't pay enough attention to how we're feeling. And so we have to listen to our body and our emotional state and pay attention to what we need.
So we're getting together with family. There's a lot of planning going on, lots of shopping. You know, what do you recommend to help us get through all of this?
Well, the first thing that we have to do is recognize there are going to be problems. Part of these stresses are because we're going to see people that we don't normally see, that are either we're going there or they're coming here. And we want everything to go perfectly. We want to be the perfect family from TV and the commercials and Hallmark and everything else. It's just not going to work out. There are going to be little slip-ups here and there. Another thing is that we have to adjust our expectations. We're going to see people that maybe we don't want to see, and we're going to see some people that are not going to be on their best behavior.
We're looking at some of the tips that were sent to us right there. All of that. Get plenty of rest. I didn't think about that.
We have to be able to be on our best, and the first thing that happens in the holidays is because, as you mentioned, there's so much planning and shopping and everything else. We have to get plenty of rest and take care of ourselves. To combat loneliness, we have to try new things. And there are a lot of things out there that are specifically at the holidays. All the communities have parades, and there are musical events, and there are school events. We should try new things. We have to adjust our expectations. As I was saying, things are going to go wrong, and that's okay. We can, you know, burn part of the meal. We can have somebody who cancels at the last minute or has transportation issues where a flight or something like that gets canceled. We just have to be able to roll with it somewhat.
So don't sweat the small stuff.
Don't sweat the small stuff.
Got it.
And if we're too focused on things being perfect, it's just going to stress us out even more.
Okay, let's go back to holiday loneliness. Okay, some people have lost a loved one or they're far away from family. What advice do you have to help people cope?
There's always going to be that first Christmas or that first birthday, that first New Year without somebody who was very special to us. One of the things that we can do if we are with family and missing somebody significant is that we can tell stories about them. The other thing that we can do if we're more alone is that we can talk to them and have that conversation. I still talk to my mom sometimes at the holidays, and she's been gone for several years, and I know what she would say back to me and everything else. And so the other thing to combat loneliness if we're not with family is to use things like FaceTime or other apps to have some sort of video chat with them.
All good advice. We have about 20 seconds left. Can you tell us, are there any signs that we should be looking out for so we can help our family and friends?
Sure. If they are withdrawing from us and they're not participating the way that they used to, if they're using more alcohol than they have in the past, that can be a warning sign. If they have a couple of days where they're feeling really stressed out, that's normal. But if it extends further than that and interferes with things like work or their family relationships, then they would need to looking at maybe getting them some help.
All right. Well, we thank you so much for joining us today and sharing that important information. It'll help a lot of us get through the holiday season. We will be right back.